What's poppin', y'all? We might have just finally seen a human side to DDG, which some people will say, finally, he was like that when he was just dropping the videos on YouTube and he was dropping vlogs and all of that. Although I will say that, I really wasn't keeping up with DDG, except for that, didn't he have a beef with Famous Dex, was it? Or somebody when he first started rapping. That's when I tapped into DDG. When he was just doing like the YouTube rap type of era, which just goes to show you that DDG is, when it comes to being able to catch trends, and I say that in a positive way, he is really up there. But he was on stream and talking about how he doesn't feel like people see him as a human being. So I'm gonna play you guys that clip right now.
I genuinely feel like do not look at me like a human. Am I lying? I be reading some of the shit people be saying about me. I'm like, damn, bro, like, you don't think it can hurt my feelings? Or you just plain, just straight up don't give a f. But I think really think like I'm just like a character. I'm not like an actual human with real feelings and all that shit.
I wish I could say that this was just an age thing. That's a dismissive tone that someone would make, whereas like, yo, your audience is mostly kids, teens, maybe even early 20s, but he's constantly adopting a new audience as he continues to surf the waves of content. Otherwise, you're just going to age out of the game like a lot of people have. So you have a young audience. Of course they don't look at you as human. They just think you're, the younger the person is, not the younger, but younger teens, they just think like, yo, if this person's rich, his life is amazing, and yeah, we could say whatever and he can take it. And they don't think the repercussions of their comments. And it's not just their one comment, because to them, they're like, yo, I just made a comment. But to the streamer or the content creator, whoever reading it, they're reading hundreds or thousands of comments like that and seeing them everywhere. And I think the worst, and this isn't DDG's audience saying this about him, the worst comments always come from the people that don't watch you. Now, there is that community that didn't mess with DDG's show that are constantly giving him hate, you could call it, but people that know of DDG, don't watch him, and don't like him, those are the people that have the most hating comments of anybody, not just DDG. But it's funny because DDG is somebody that he invites the hate because he knows the hate helps him farm views. And I will say that I've never seen hate for DDG like he got when the first accusations came from Halle Bailey. That was when I really said, wow, this guy's he's got some mental fortitude to be able to handle that level of heat, because these chicks were calling him a scumbag, they were calling him an abuser, they were calling him so many different names under the sun. And then when you think about what we've seen thus far of him and Halle Bailey, and it sounded like he was living in absolute terror for a year and a half, 2 years, however long they were together, you start to think, damn, not only are these people making crazy comments about you and accusations, but they're objectively wrong, and you know that they're wrong because you were the one living through the terror. That's something else to deal with. But DDG knows ball, he knows the game, and he gives some respect to a certain segment of haters. But I'm gonna play you guys this clip right now when he talks down on his haters.
I call it, then you need to look in the mirror and you need to figure out why the fuck you mad. I look at when they flex money, I look at that's hopping on jets every day and I get motivated. I don't get angry. I look at that shit, I'm like, damn, I want to do that shit, bro. Damn, I need to grind harder. I close the app and I get to work. I don't look at the app and comment, I'm tired of you flexing money. What the fuck is, okay, after you hit send on that comment, check your bank account and see if that went up. Did it. You gonna hate at least get paid. That's why I respect the Twitter pages. Like, I respect the little fear bucks, nigga. I expect the Akinos. I respect the Scuba Ryans. They hate on it, but they getting a bag behind it. Y'all hating for free. Don't make no goddamn sense. You're poor. Yeah. What you gonna do about it? Nothing. You can't hate on me. You can't cancel me for that because I've been poor too.
This is hilarious because in the previous clip on the same stream, DDG's talking about like, yo, people don't think I'm human. They're just hating on me, this and that. And then bang, he starts giving them a reason to hate. I do think DDG's got a point. Well, he is the type of individual that's motivated by people flexing, by material things. And this goes back to the aged beef, which doesn't exist anymore between Soul Illuminati and DDG, when DDG was trying to flex on Illuminati, saying Illuminati fell off, and then Illuminati just said, yo, I'm kicking it, doing what I want. I don't need all the stuff that you got. You need all that stuff or you don't feel good about yourself. And I think that hit different because Illuminati just comes back, he chills, he does what he wants. People don't have this expectation of him. And I do think that they like him because they're like, yo, this guy just pulls up on stream. He's not flexing a watch. He doesn't got any chains. I mean, he's got a nice car. He's got a nice house. And he just does his thing. He's got his own girlfriend. He's not flexing girls constantly. Whereas when someone's flexing, and especially if they're flexing like DDG, there's envy that's built up. Like, for example, there is no downside to being humble and not flexing. Nobody's ever upset at Manny Pacquiao. And Manny Pacquiao's filthy rich. But Manny Pacquiao, you know, he's nice, he's humble, this and that. They don't have anything to say about him. People don't really have anything to say about Khabib's wealth. People don't have anything to say about a really, really wealthy person if they don't flex it. Now, if that person flexes, they could be half as wealthy as someone else, or a quarter, or a tenth, and they really get in on them. So for DDG, or like let's say a Floyd Mayweather, people feel envy towards Floyd Mayweather because there is a subsection of people that aren't inspired by that. And they just feel like, man, F this guy. He's got it and I don't. So there's potential. Of course, there's upside because you're getting talked about more, especially in a career where it makes sense to get talked about. And for example, Floyd Mayweather being the villain is great because people want to pay. They're going to pay to watch you lose, or they're going to, or hope you lose, or they're going to pay. Yeah, they're going to hope you lose. So whether you win or lose the fight, you won because people want to see you fight and to hope you lose. So that the people that are inspired by you, they want to see you. And the people that envy you or hate on you, they want to see you. So that's a similar case with DDG, but you do invite that envy. And that, I think the only thing maybe worse than somebody having money and flexing it, like that level of envy, is maybe somebody having like a girl that people are really into. Like somebody, and they feel that that person doesn't deserve it, which is really the most homo thing ever. Like there's guys that get envious when a guy that they feel like doesn't deserve a certain chick has a chick and she's into him. It's absurd. I don't know how to explain it, but it's a thing. He is right though, and like, yo, how are you hating for free is crazy. But it, you know, it's a little bit of a stress release. Somebody comes home from a long day of work, they do a little bit of hate, and it's like playing a video game, right? Some people play video games, some people gamble, although that probably doesn't help relax you. Some people, they just let the hate out and then they go to sleep smiling. It's just it's all in the game. But he does give credit to these Clippers, and not gonna lie, they do rage bait and they are making a bag off of it. So I gotta salute them as well. But then DDG kicks some game and he says why he tries to drive this negativity.
I know I respond to the negative a lot, but y'all gotta understand from a business perspective, I know what people like to see. People like to see drama. People like, haters love to feel like they're winning, but that keeps them continuously involved in what you got going on. The biggest topics right now is all surrounded around drama. Everything in hip hop right now, drama. That's all people care about right now. Everything on social media, drama. All people care about, bro. Like, you ain't never seen a movie category that says happy. You got drama, you got horror where dying in that. You got comedy that always got a plot where nigga is funny, but there's something bad going on every time. Like, it's always drama. Like drama, bro. That's all people care about.
He's correct here. We've never seen a movie called Happy, but we have seen a song called Happy, and that did very well. And he's correct in that storylines, like, for example, I remember this quote. It was from a book. I don't remember what book it was that I read, but it said the purpose of the plot is to plot against the protagonist. So you need conflict. And when you think about it too, whenever someone's happy, when a streamer is in a happy relationship, that is when, that's like chaos. That's when everybody says they fell off. When somebody's chilling, they're in a happy relationship, they're, oh, no, he's not making the content that he used to. Now, it's not just because he's in a relationship, but the relationship compromises the type of content that the person can get. But yeah, every single topic, it's just that negative emotions charge way more than a positive emotion. And I remember there was, I wish I could find find the list. Yes, I was able to find it. And it was an email I got from a writer that I really like. And it said, contagious emotions. Emotions are personal, and most of the time we can put effort into creating them or avoiding them. But in a community, emotions spread, and not at the same rate. Consider these emotions roughly sorted by their virality. So this goes from most viral emotions, how they spread, and least. So you've got panic, apprehension, enthusiasm, frustration, indignation, that's a big one. Elation, so that's a positive one. Nostalgia, curiosity, cynicism, determination, gratitude, vulnerability, melancholy, triumph, contentment, resignation, apathy, overwhelm, wonder, joy, satisfaction, serenity. So the least viral are serenity. So if someone's at peace, that's not going viral. And let's keep it real. Does that reflect content? Yes. Satisfaction, very, very little. Joy. But it's wrapped up in, if we want to share the emotions near the bottom of this list, we're going to have to really work at it. And this is why you see streamers that embody the lower rungs. They usually are significantly smaller than the ones that go under panic, apprehension. Even enthusiasm is a positive one as well, but enthusiasm is a perfect example of speed. Like, that level of enthusiasm got him far. So that's just something I wanted to share. Then you've got DDG flexing hard, and this is the type of stuff that I feel like invites the hate. So I'm gonna play you guys that clip right now.
None of y'all ever been more poor than me, ever in your life. I guarantee you. None of y'all never been more poor than me. I've been real deal poor. Real poor. 4P at President, appreciate that 10. What? I'm a first generation millionaire, first generation college student, first generation valedictorian, first generation every fucking thing. You damn right I'm gonna pop my shit. Don't make me go get my stack out. I go get it. And I'm tired of showing the same money, so I'm gonna go.
See, this DDG's talking about people hating on people that are rich. They're not necessarily, there are some, but this is not necessarily people hating on someone that's rich or people hating on someone that is rich and flexing. This invites hate because people feel like they're getting put down. And the whole, none of y'all ever been poorer than me is crazy. Just the fact that DDG had the fact that DDG had a home to go to bed in means there are plenty of people in America that are poorer than him. But the fact that he had equipment to film his first videos, and we're not talking about DDG's international audience. If we're taking it internationally, hell nah. There are plenty of people poorer than him. And this is like DDG, he's traveled, but he's gone to places that are made for Americans to travel to, like places that are relatively nice. Like, DDG hasn't experienced, and this is a thing about America, like, America is so rich that people can walk around with an iPhone in almost any neighborhood, no matter how bad, and not really trip about it being stolen. There are other countries that are really big, that do have a lot of wealth, where you're walking around with an iPhone, it's like walking around with a brick of gold, and somebody might just run down on you with a pistol to take your iPhone, your phone, your smartphone. That's not a thing in America. Maybe, like, people were stealing phones, like, 10, 15 years ago. Nah. Like 15, 20 years ago, maybe between 2005 plus. But now you don't really got to trip about that. And people don't trip about that. They have their phones out. When is the last time you heard of someone getting their phone stolen? Like stolen out of their hands, somebody runs down on them. Very, very rare. So DDG does not really understand true levels of poverty. Like Mr. Beast, he understands it. He's gone and worked with them. But this is the type of stuff that invites that energy. And it's also him giving an example of what he said earlier in the previous clips, where he's like, this is going to spread because it's quote unquote negative. People are going to give their comments on it. It elicits an emotion. Now, which one of the emotions from the list that I gave you guys do you think it elicits? A couple of them, but let me know what y'all think about this in the comments. Like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell if you enjoyed, and I'm gonna see you on the next one.